suck at squad leading, and that's okay, 'cause I do too. Welcome back, gentlemen and ladies, to the introductory episode of It. This series is going to be an open, critical review of my performance as squad leader. We'll be looking at tough rounds and tricky situations and breaking them down in order to recognize mistakes, acknowledge bad habits, and highlight the triumphs. At the end of each episode, I'll be underscoring key, fundamental takeaways to keep in mind so that we can put them into practice during the next session and rise above. But in this episode, you're not getting none of that. Instead, in this introduction, I'll be discussing how I approach squad leading and what makes a good squad leader, in my opinion. But if you stick around to the end of the video, I put together a short list of what I consider to be core, fundamental skills that any new SL should already have mastered first and foremost. Alright, let's get into it. Smoke on the attack marker, spread it out, throw all your smokes out to cover our approach. ARs set up here, and just fucking shoot wildly at the hydro station. If you got an AR, start lighting them up. Attack marker's hot. Keep covering. Attack marker's hot to the right. They're across the river.
I'm just getting sniped. Hey, Squad 5, we're gonna bring a Logi over there so we can bring, a spawn.
Roger that. Keep that AR talking. Attack marker's hot. Suppress that attack marker. I've noticed that sometimes when people play in my squad, they're surprised by how serious I sound in-game. We all play this game for fun, but for me, the pleasure I get from this game comes from taking it seriously, putting the try-hard hat on, and working effectively with my team to try and accomplish a goal. It doesn't always come together, but when it does, it's pure Kino and is unlike any other online FPS experience out there. Memeing and shooting the breeze is what YouTube is for. When I'm in game, it's real shit. There's no stat tracking or matchmaking rank, so the only real long-term goal here is to stack those W's. The more sweaty and competitive and close a winning round is, the more memorable and rewarding it is to me. That and
I thirst for blood, and thy squad alone cannot be slaked.
I think there's two main reasons why it's important to cut out the bullshit when you're playing squad lead. One, you've got 8 other humans in your squad whose game you have a direct effect on. They're either going to have a great round or a terrible round based mostly off the decisions you make. I personally feel a responsibility to play well and make the right calls so as to improve the experience for everyone else. As squad lead, you, along with maybe 6 other squad leaders, are in a bigger position to either win the round or ruin it for maybe 40 other people. The second reason it's important to cut out the bullshit is squad leaders are often operating in a state of information overload. The next episode is basically going to be entirely about this, but briefly, between command comms, squad comms, local comms, keeping up with map developments, you've got a lot to juggle. All of this happens while people are trying to kill you. Multitasking and filtering information is literally one of the core skills a good SL develops, and when you're balls deep in a tough round and are firing on all cylinders, sometimes making jokes and grabbing ass is just kind of annoying.
Yes, sir.
Can a medic top me off? Thank you, Chris.
Stay
low.
I'll top you off.
Top me. Alright, Big Bird, I want you to start smoking. Start putting smoke on the attack marker. Spread it out west and left.
Top everyone up.
Another thing I want to touch on is that I'm still very much learning the finer details of squad leading. I'm not going to pretend like I'm some sort of tactical genius just so I can rake in a bunch of YouTube clout. If you're expecting top-tier footage of perfect calls and comp scene level execution, you're going to be disappointed. At least initially, this is going to be about general competency when it comes to squad leading. When I started during the ICO, I was absolute dog. I've definitely gotten a hell of a lot better, and I play well above the number of hours I have in game would lead you to believe. I've also been lucky enough to cross paths and learn from some pretty exceptional players, and some of what I've picked up from them will be shown here. But currently, I would humbly submit that I am a decent intermediate player with occasional flashes of brilliance, which in turn are balanced out by some bad habits and some mind-numbingly stupid flubs. And that's kind of the point of this series. As I make mistakes, I want to capture them and learn from them, and make that learning process open so that other players who want to learn squad leading might be able to pick it up a little bit faster. It's such a huge benefit to be able to rewatch footage of crazy rounds. In the moment, you don't realize that you're making mistakes, but damn if every minor error doesn't stick out when you're rewatching it. This isn't going to be about putting out AAA footage and making myself look good. It's about getting better. And if me publishing videos that make me look stupid is what it's going to take to elevate the quality of squad leading in pubs, then so be it. I'll gladly martyr myself on the crucifix of digital self-humiliation if it means that a few more pubbies get good. Just write a book about me or something after I'm gone. Colonel, why not just make a video guide on squad leading? There are already some decent squad leading guides out there, and you should probably watch them too, but it's kind of a hard thing to write a guide for. If you ask 10 excellent SLs to write a guide, you'd get 10 completely different guides. Not just because it requires a wide skill set, but also because it's such an open-ended role to play that you can't really summarize things in a neat little package. Learning and extrapolating lessons from emergent, complex situations happens in situ and has to be done gradually over time. Personal style is also a major factor. Especially when playing in pubs, where chaos rules, the points don't matter, and 30% of the server is inebriated. And on that note, at least for now, I only play pubs. Because of that, the SL experience isn't going to be comparable to any clan matches and such. Comparing it to the comp scene almost makes it seem like a completely different game. There's overlap for sure, but it's different. In pubs, coordinating is just harder. People wander more, there's less team-wide cohesion, you get TK'd by Timmy a lot more. But because the game plays looser in pubs, it means you have more potential to have a bigger impact. Pub-wrangling rewards a different skill set, and when it hits sublime. There's a certain je ne sais quoi that exists between, on one side, the spontaneous chaos of dealing with an imperfect human system, and on the other, the noble pursuit of taking that fleshy mass of idiots and from it synthesizing cohesion and order. Pub-wrangling. It's like herding cats, except that if you're bad at it, you die. Alright, with all that dumb philosophical crap out of the way, let's get into brass tacks. Here's a few things that any new squad leader should already have internalized before embarking on this journey. These are things that I won't really be covering in future episodes because they're an assumed foundation that we'll subsequently be building on. Get comfortable telling people what to do. It's literally your job. Watch the map, make the calls, but don't micromanage. Don't phrase things as questions either. Nobody wants to follow a limp wrist into combat. That is, unless you're playing as the Brits and feel like role-playing. When you're going to make a call, speak it clearly and effectively, and with the authority befitting your rank. You earned those chevrons, Captain. Speak like it. It comes naturally to me, but that's only because I'm an arrogant, egocentric prick. But I also played a lot of PR back in the day, and mostly played squad lead. I also did many years of field management in my professional life. I'm pretty comfortable telling people what to do. You need to be as well. Practice it. Your process should be as follows. Continually observe the situation and consider your options. Decide what the play is, and form the words in your head before broadcasting, while simultaneously updating any relevant map markers. Make the call clearly, in as few words as necessary, and execute. Practice this with some intention, and you'll be surprised by how fast it becomes automatic. Editor here. I really like this call, so let's look at that one again with audio and a little bit of context. After taking Hydro Station, the enemy was fighting us from the field to our east. As we were taking Hydro, Squad 8 leapfrogged to the next flag and radioed in that they were already in position to start camping it immediately. So once it went neutral, all of our enemies to the east did a 180 and started running away back towards Shamal compound. My squad mates were great and were playing super tight, so I made the call to collapse eastward as the enemy redirected. It's an aggressive call, which I doubt I would have made if it weren't for my squad being so cohesive. Let's watch. Alright, we're gonna move east. They're pulling out and they're going towards Shamal, so we're gonna chase them. Get down to the ground floor and start moving east.
Got enemy radio and have south of Hydro marked.
Yeah, that's fucked.
I don't have any way to take care of it.
Let's go, boys.
You fucking rascal.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
He's down. Keep moving. Go east.
Yes.
We're chasing them. They're pulling out to the east. We want to chase them down.
Sir, yes, sir. Hunt these little rats.
Just stand up and run. We're fine, boys.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was
Southeast, 120 over the hill.
Alright, set up here in this defilade. Medic's got a revive on me needed.
Oh.
Very well played on Hydro Station there, guys. Ah, positivity. The most powerful weapon in the world. Alright, let's get back to it. Get used to flash checking your minimap. As a squad mate, the minimap is useful to check for friendlies in the area, but as SL, you'll be using it even more to keep yourself and your squad oriented, to update the map, and to help you herd the green cats. There's been times where dying in a long firefight is somewhat of a relief because it allows me to catch up on my map awareness and direct my team. In my opinion, a good SL keeps up with the map so that the rest of the squad doesn't have to. The way I see it is, they're the shooters and you're the maestro. As an aside, personally, I'm not a huge fan of this minimap mechanic in general. This isn't something I see criticized often, but I agree with some of the YouTube milsimmers who say that there's too much information on the minimap and that it's a little bit arcadey. Giving players too much information influences how the game is played. It gives soldiers a degree of omnipotence that artificially erodes the fog of war that I think speeds up the game in a way that I find unnatural. But until it gets reworked, it will remain an integral part of gameplay, so you need to get used to it, or you'll be at a serious disadvantage. In that same vein, you need to master the interface. When you're in a firefight, fumbling with your map for too long when placing command markers and updating enemy vehicle icons will get you popped. At the start of every round, get in the habit of checking the vehicle lists. When moving to an objective, practice placing fireteam move markers every 75 meters or so as you go. Always keep the red helmet markers updated. Delete the outdated icons and communicate new information when you see it jump up. Staying up to date with the map is your job, and you want to be as efficient as possible with it so you can keep your rifle up as much as you can. There's all sorts of settings that you can tinker with on the map to make it as legible and easy for you at a glance as possible, so load up Jensen's and do that. Be aware that you'll form a reputation based on your play. It's a close game.
Mike Infantry for the best squad. Name it Mike Infantry again, I'll join.
Yeah, I'm down for more. If you're brand new to SLing, get your first reps in on a random throwaway server to knock off the rust. Name your squad Rookie SL or Noobs Only, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. When you're starting off, just backcap the first flags and play defense, and do whatever your commander suggests. If you're lost, ask questions. Ping commander and say, "Hey, this is Squad 3, we're freed up, what's our objective?" Once you've got your sea legs, go back to your regular server and put the tryhard hat on and tighten down the straps. Before long, people will start to recognize you, and if you do it right, over time, you'll have people rushing to join your squad. And those are the best types of squad mates, the ones that want to be there and jive with your playstyle. And lastly, take it seriously, but don't be afraid to fail. Especially while you're learning, you're going to get whooped, and getting whooped feels bad. This game is unforgiving. I've had rounds where basically nothing goes right and it feels like you're fighting 50 John Wicks who are all using wall hacks. But if you don't tilt and keep trying, what I've found is that during those brutal rounds, you'll have at least one thing go right that can redeem the whole experience. that one assault where it just clicked and you ripped a flag right from their hands. I think that's it. Let's go, 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 go. Or that kill you guys got on an enemy armor piece because you were in the right place at the right time. Sometimes even just a really well-executed heli extraction can be that little dopamine boost that reminds you why this game keeps you coming back.
Somebody shoot at me from 115 one time.
He's in the bunker, the attack marker. If a grenadier can ping that thing.
Yeah, sniper, I saw him up top.
Throw a grenade on that attack marker. Oh, that was
Bananas to your
beautiful.
left. Nice.
I'm coming in on the north side of the compound. I'm inside. So don't get discouraged, don't tilt, stay positive, and rise above. And remember, it's okay to suck sometimes, but only if, after you finish sucking, you make an attempt to learn from it, so that the next time you're presented with a big, angry, throbbing challenge, you suck just a little bit less. Alright, that's all I got. If so inclined, let me know what you think your main weaknesses are as a squad lead. It'll help give me ideas for what to pick up on when I'm writing scripts and digging through footage for future episodes. I've got my blind spots and bad habits, but it will be useful for me to have an idea of what other people struggle with that I might not be tuned into. Alright, thanks for watching. Do me a favor and flick the algorithm's bean, and I'll catch you guys on episode 2.
Top. That's too easy.
Oh, somebody needs to fix their mic.
Come on, man.
Yeah, good damn. Look at these
Me and you, both of these nuts. We were the best. We were goated. Me and Metal were goated.
Nice. Squad lead did good job, dude.
Wait, I'm goated?